2 Corinthians 2:11, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Right? All praise, honor, and glory to our power Yahweh. Bahasham Yahweh Shah, Bahasham Rachak Wadash, double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect of the tabernacles of David scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, wherever you may be. Wherever you may be, to you I say Shalom, Yasharallah, Shalom. All right. As we just quoted, 2 Corinthians 2:11. All right. The name Satan in Hebrew is Shaitan, which means adversary. Ignorant means to not know. All right. And his devices, well, there's many. All right. The main one we look out for is the RFID microchip, or the so-called mark of the beast. Actually, the mark of the beast, so-called RFID microchip, it is referred to as the mark of the beast in the Bible. But they're one and the same. You get the point. All right. Which is the device that they want to plant into your hand. And then we also look out for, the brain devices, okay, that they're fiddling around with, that refers to scriptures in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. But also we look out for other things that Esau is dealing and dabbling with and fumbling around and trying to bring, so on and so forth. And this is more so where it's geared to. All right. It's not one of the major devices, but we're looking out for it. And that's why we do these AI chats. Okay. So we're going to first, which I believe it might have been yesterday or whenever last time I posted. I'm not sure exactly. I can't really remember, but I believe this was actually in news the last time I posted, and actually went back and realized that this was here. I was like, you know what? Let me give it a couple ticks here. So let's play the news clip. Get on with it.
Virtual reality is getting physical. A new device is taking immersion to the next level, letting users feel what they see in real time. It's a little like this scene from Johnny English Strikes Again. Okay, maybe not that dramatic, but the concept not far off. The device is called Shiftly, and it's built on an origami-like structure. Users place their hand on it, and the surface shapeshifts in seconds, portraying curves, edges, or flat surfaces, depending on what's happening in the virtual world.
Now, I've seen a device similar to this. I mean, it's pretty cool technology. I mean, we don't lie. There's a lot of things that Esau creates that's cool, but, aside from the coolness factor, even some of these things being helpful, what's the real purpose behind it, right? We're looking at the spiritual things. But to close out my thought, I've seen a guy was like playing, I don't know, some kind of virtual reality video game. He was like swinging a sword or something, and he had on like this vest, okay. And so what happens is before you start the game, you can set the intensity level. So you're fighting and you're hitting and so on and so forth. And if you get hit, all right, maybe you get hit in your shoulder or your lower back or on your chest or in your stomach area, or whatever the case may be, and you'll feel the hits. Now, the higher he plays the intensity level, all right, the level of pain increases because it's supposed to be like realistic pain. So let's say he's fighting in a dungeon, and this, I don't know, some crazy goblin comes up and cuts him in the shoulder and stabs him in the gut. He's gonna feel it, and 2 or 3 hits, and he's out of there. All right, because the pain is realistic. It's like it's happening for real. So this is just more Esau's technology that he creates. Now, I'm pretty sure that whoever created that vest wasn't in line with the bankers, whatever. But it's just this virtual reality, new age device, whatever else you can tack on to a world. Okay, Esau's age is a digital age. All right, and he's trying to reach the dawn of that age by establishing the digital system and the microchip. All right, and everything else falls in line from behind that. But yeah, I thought that was very interesting because now I'm thinking of it. There was I can't remember what it's called. You probably look it up, probably on YouTube. But yeah, a vest that allows you to realistically feel pain. Okay, so the lower the level, the longer you fight, you feel it, out, this and that. But if that intensity level is like maximum, you're not gonna take but like 1 or 2, maybe 3 hits, and you out of there. It's turn the game off, because it's supposed to mimic real pain. All right.
Shiftly takes direct inspiration from origami, the Japanese art of paper folding, to create a flexible and transformative base. And it could show promise. According to IEEE, around 150 users tested the device and reported moderate to high accuracy in shape matching. Right now, it's still a prototype, but it could become a strong contender in the VR accessory market. But Shiftly enters the chat just as other VR devices struggle to find traction. Apple's Vision Pro, a $3,500 spatial computer headset, made headlines in 2023, but according to Apple Insider, sales have been underwhelming. And then there's Disney Holotile Floor, unveiled last year, which lets users walk in any direction without moving an inch.
Now that I was like, well, I don't remember even seeing this. All right, how did I miss this? Okay, that's crazy. And you see how it's operating here. Okay, so it's like it's almost like a stationary treadmill. Okay, because you're walking, but you're not walking, but you're moving, and you get the point. All right, because it's really hard to explain, especially being that we can't experience it. We can just look at this. But yeah, I thought that was like, oh well, how did I miss that? That's crazy. Okay.
It's not available for public sale yet, but testers say it feels straight out of a sci-fi movie. Virtual reality technology is usually met with excitement.
So when you're in the world, all right, because like when you put on these virtual headsets, you can't really see things around you, but you can I think there's like a mode where you can switch and actually see and then switch back to the whatever, like if you're playing a video game or something, but you're actually just moving around. That's why so many accidents happen, because people are knocking over lamps, stumbling over step stools and couches and slapping people in the face, because you actually physically have to move around. So this little platform here is very interesting because you're moving but you're not moving. But in the virtual reality world, like when you're actually walking or running, it gives you the feel that you're actually walking or running, sort of like the vest that we just talked about, right?
But why aren't some of these other devices selling? For one, the price tags are high, and for many, VR could still feel nice to have, but not a necessity. Then there's the issue of motion sickness. A 2023 study from the University of Waterloo took a closer look at why some users feel fine while others feel queasy. A professor in that study said,
Hey, didn't I say that? Because I used it before. My niece and my nephews, they have it. So, man, my head was like pounding, not like a headache, but like, I can't even explain it, man. It's like just like my skull itself was just hurting. And then I felt dizzy. I was like, nah, that's enough of that. Oh, you get used to it? Oh, okay, nephew. Well, I ain't putting it back on again. Okay. I think I only tried it like twice. That was it, man. Okay. But yeah. So there's more results, right? Same thing that I had said. Okay. That thing hurt my head and it made me dizzy. Okay. Because you have this virtual reality attached. It's not really that it's attached to your head. It's just that this visualization is in your eyeballs, and it's 3-dimensional, and I mean it looks super cool. Because I think I played like a Batman game or something. Hey, it looks super neat. It's 3D. All right. The controls it wasn't the best, I guess, because maybe I didn't really exactly know what I was doing. But everything everything was in line. Like it worked properly and everything. But once again, this is where Esau want. Now he's not going to achieve this. He wants everybody to be some chipped up robots living in a virtual reality world, like they showed you in these movies, like Matrix and other movies where you're stuck in this virtual reality, or Ready Player One. You're stuck in this virtual reality world because the real world is so terrible. So your only outing is through the virtual system. But that's because of the dystopian future he wants to bring. 15-minute cities, nobody's working, everybody's on the universal basic income and all these different things. And the people of the world get wrapped up in something like that. Yeah, I'll sit home and get paid by the government. They just pay care of my bills, and it's not going to be as beautiful as you think it is, because you're going to be owned by them. They're going to control you every moment. So if you want some happiness, the happiness is the virtual reality, which they are also going to provide for you. So yeah, there's no outing to Esau's system, right? It's either the Lord's way or the highway, right? It's how about Shema Shah, or it's Esau. And if you choose Esau, hey, strike 3.
Our findings suggest that the severity of a person's cyber sickness is affected by how our senses adjust to the conflict between reality and virtual reality. Their goal there was to provide VR designers with information to help make the technology more enjoyable for all. As developers explore more ways to bridge the gap between digital and physical worlds, Shiftly just might be the next step toward making VR feel real. In the future, they tell IEEE they want their device to be able to sense a user's touch and pressure applied to the origami. With Straight Arrow.
And see what she said at the end? I want to make AI meal for realistic, because that's the world that Esau wants everything to move into. Okay, and so like I said, he's not really going to fully achieve that, but he's going to achieve part of his plan, mainly the digital system and the microchip, and but there's other certain things that he's just not going to be able to achieve, because the Lord's going to come back before that time, or at least Lord willing, hopefully. All right, but yeah, I mean, and like I said, not everybody's actually working with Esau, but excuse me, but these things can be used and utilized by him. And so, if the right person comes along with the right thing, all right, he'll scoop that up. And if they don't want to play ball, he'll get them out of there and then take it for himself. Because I believe, like some months back, an AI whistleblower was, he was checked out. Okay, I think I remember posting about that. You can probably still find that news. It's not like 4, 5, 6 months old. Okay, he was checked out. But things like that happen all the time. All right, you either play ball with Esau, or he's gonna roll over you and take your ideas and keep working behind the scenes to make it, fit his agenda and work for him. All right, but that's pretty much it. That's all I have for you for this AI chat. So Lord, when you edify to next time, I'm gonna say Shalom.